the people around the athlete are making that even more difficult, right? The messaging, the shoulds, the justs, right? How much of that makes it hard for that 3 to 4% improvement to not be greater? Because I feel like that's it. Right? I think there's just a lack of information where the language and the messaging is still such that it reinforces that discomfort because people are trying to either mask it or they're just saying the things that are making it harder to accept. So how much are you saying, maybe take your own working experience, like in terms of dealing with the voices around the athlete?
I mean, you're talking my language precisely there, Michael. Is look, culture, environment, it's more than half the battle. I don't know what percentage we
Yeah.
put on it, but it's more than half.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I still cringe to this day. People in pretty authoritative positions who should know better. And I hear, the advice that, I'm feeling really nervous. I'm really worried about this performance. Relax. Just believe in yourself. And I can't stand that advice because all that does is diminish everything that athlete feels in the moment. Just relax, just calm down.
Yes.
Well, come on. If it was that simple, we'd all just do it, wouldn't we? But because we're scared to talk about the topic of, yeah, look, it's normal to be nervous. It's normal to feel scared. It's normal
Mm,
to doubt yourself. Because we're so scared to have that conversation, we opt for the tried and tested, really simplistic. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it. You're really good. You've trained well. You'll be good on the day, which I understand. Look, some athletes need that, and that is reassuring for them. They just need that boost, that lift. Definitely, there are some athletes who that will serve the purpose.
yes.
But it's my experience day to day. I will speak to people who are really thinking, everyone's telling me I should relax and I should believe in myself. That's what everyone's telling me, but I don't. So what the hell's wrong with me? Because it's all anyone's telling me. Relax, calm down, believe in yourself. Don't worry about it. That's all the advice I'm getting.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I feel all of that. So there must be something wrong with me because I'm getting advice from some really, you know, powerful people in this world, in high positions of authority, and I'm getting the advice from them. It's clearly me. I've clearly got a problem. And I think then we open up this massive can of worms where every time the athlete hears relax, calm down, just believe in yourself, it's further evidence to that athlete that there's something wrong with you because the advice from the people in authority, well, I'm trying to listen to them, but it's not happening. And that was me as a youngster. I said, yeah, sports psychology has evolved, mental skills training has evolved, but actually our application in day-to-day reality of sport hasn't really evolved that much because that advice is still out there and still very prominent. So we've got this whole host of athletes thinking, okay, well, elite sport clearly isn't for me. I'm obviously just weak mentally because I can't do it. And I just think that does these athletes such a disservice. And, I'm 46, as I've said 3 times now. That's too late for obviously a career in sport to start to piece it together and say, actually,
Yes.
I haven't changed since I was 13, really. I'm still that insecure person. But what I have got better at, and you've mentioned the word, Michael, is I accept it. That, look, when I compete or when I do a podcast or when I deliver a presentation, I'm still scared. I'm still nervous. I still think, what if I make a mess of this? I have all of those thoughts, but now I don't question it. I kind of realize, oh, it's just me being me, but I know how to deal with it. Whereas previously, I would be panicking, thinking, oh, why do I feel like this again? Here we are all over again. I'm trying to listen. I'm obviously just not good enough and I can't do the things that other people do. So we've got this massive conflict and disconnect between the advice the athlete receives, how they're feeling, and in actual fact, the advice is generally overly simplified, pretty hollow, and it's just a sign that that person giving that message really doesn't know what else to say and they just want this conversation gone. So, relax, don't worry about it, you'll be fine. And
Yeah.
now we've got a problem.
Yeah,